on the Parallel Fact space. Unfortunately, we are still trying to see how we can get him in with his handle. And when we can, we will. But for now, he is here with us. Not physically, but in spirit. In spirit, he's here with us. So, Mr. Peter Obi, if you can hear me, good evening, sir, from my side of the world. If you can hear me, sir, can you just confirm your audibility?
Your Excellency, can you hear us?
Abdels.
Hello, yes, I'm here.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir. It's good to have you again on the Parallel Fact space. I think this should be your fourth edition and your first for the year. It's one of those things whereby we hold you in high regard because you're a man that have kept to your words. Consecutively, you've always come out here to speak to Nigerians, to speak to the citizens, and engage them. And today's space is actually going to be a very interesting one because a whole lot of people have questions to ask you. I myself inclusive. But it promises to be an entertaining one, and hopefully, please, sir, if you could make a tweet for us, let people know that yes, you're actually on the space, that but you cannot join with your handle. It will go a long way also in getting more people into the conversation. But right now, I have amazing Nigerians from all.
Thank you, Saddam.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. We're amazing Nigerians here
Let
with you.
me let me let me start. You know,
Go on, sir, please.
by since 6:45, I've been trying my two phones to be able to be part of this process, and it was impossible. Everybody around me here know how much we tried and all that. So sincerely apologize. I was actually going to apologize by 7 when we're about to start on those who are supposed to be fasting, especially my Muslim brothers who are supposed to be breaking their fast and saying this was earlier planned. I didn't want to apologize to anybody because they'll say, oh, yes. So I sincerely apologize. And I know I'm going to be apologizing about so many things today, but please bear with me. I assure you, this interactive section is going to be one that we will be able to discuss as Nigerians, as brothers and sisters, on what concerns us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's good to hear from you. If you guys are excited to have Mr. P be on the platform, please let's have some emojis for the man. It's not easy to be here with us. Let's at least appreciate the fact that he has been hustling for the past 45 minutes just to come up here, and it's unfortunate his line can't be here, but he's here with us through another person's phone. Sir, I'm just gonna open up the floor right now. Gloria, you want to say something? Please come in real quick, please.
Yes, hi everybody. It's great to be here. AL, you may have known me as Gloria Maduka during my time on radio and TV in Nigeria years ago. I am the head of broadcast at Parallel Fact. I also produce and host digital content with the aim of making impact throughout Africa. And I take pride in my Nigerian heritage. I hail from Delta and Ekiti states. And once again, I'm happy to be here with all of you and, of course, His Excellency Obi.
Thank you, Gloria.
My pleasure, sir.
I think I'll just give our moderators just a minute each or 10 seconds each. Please just quickly introduce yourselves, and so sir, you know the people that are actually speaking to you, Nigerians from all walks of life across the country, different demographics. Um, Tosin, please, you can come in right now.
Okay, thank you, Emir Saddam. His Excellency, you're welcome to Parallel Fact. My name is Tosin Aribisala. I'm Editor-in-Chief, Parallel Facts. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Tosin.
All right, please, fellas, you can come in right now.
Okay, good evening, Your Excellency, and good evening, everyone here. My name is Pels. I am a nursing practitioner and a PhD student. Good to have you here today, sir.
Thank you,
Mr. Ibrahim, please don't introduce yourself. We already know you. Bolande, please come in right now, please.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My name is Bolanle Miabata Anibaba. I hail from Lagos State, but I'm currently based here in the UK. I'm known in the movement as Mommy B.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Malam Jabir, if you can hear me, please unmute your mic and speak. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Malam Jabir. I'm speaking from Kaduna. Nice to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Sir, did you hear Malam Jabir?
No,
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me now?
He can hear you.
Can you hear me, please?
I think Malam Jabir,
I
you
cannot
drop
hear.
and come back up, please.
Oh my God.
Lamin, can you come in, please?
Yes, Saddam. My rock, Your Excellency, my name is Lamin Kolos, and I am from Niger State, your beloved Niger State, although I live in Abuja. Can you hear me? And welcome to Parallel Facts.
Thank you. How are you?
Well-meaning, please, you can come in right now.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Saddam. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Your Excellency. I'm popularly known around here as well, meaning Nigerian. Thanks for coming around again, and it's good to have you. Yeah, I'm from Edo State through and through.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So I think these are the moderators for now. We'll be opening the floor for every other person to come up and ask you questions as the space go on. But for now, we would like to start taking questions real quick because we have gone past over 44 minutes past our time. It's important we start up the space. So please, I'll indulge every one of you on the platform. Please retweet the space, share the space. Many people won't see or know that Mr. Peter Obi is here because he's not speaking from his handle because his handle has been massively attacked and we cannot get him right now to speak from his handle. But he is on the platform with us right now. So we're going to open up the floor right now with questions. I just want to go straight first. Um, I don't know if you have been following what has been going on. We have been following in your moves across the country. I would just want you to just quickly, if possible, as short as possible, just give us the reasons for why you have been touring the country. People say this is post. Some say you're campaigning. Some say you're campaign. You're doing early campaign. They say a whole lot of stuff. We have read a whole lot of stuff, but we see you going across the country doing projects. It's very, very unusual actually for Nigerians to see politicians. So I would just like you to give us a very brief, recap of what you're doing, actually why you're doing what you're doing right now. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Salam, for that intro. For me, politics and being part of building a better society is not only when you are in office, it's something you do in and out of office. It's something you do regularly. Unfortunately, we live in a country where politics is transactional, so it's for any election. After elections, everybody disappears. Nobody and everybody either joins those who have won and start sharing whatever there is there to share. So doing something that is supposed to be a life, somebody who say is a politician or a public servant becomes something that is novel or is something that is unique. But this is how politicians live everywhere, all over the world. I'm not campaigning. There's no election. I'm not campaigning. I've been doing things like this before politics. People know that, and those who are close to me know that I used to say it. I've even said it in one of the spaces that as governor, for example, that Saddam, when there was earthquake in Haiti, I went and took permission from the president. I went to Haiti. When I was in my private, call it private life, I visited so many places where there's problems. And I've been able to support so many things before I got involved in public life. And that is what I'm continuing to do. And in Nigeria, especially now, with all the difficulties that are all over the place, I found myself engaged and committed in going around, being able, like this fasting period, interacting with Muslim brothers, learning and everything. So that's basically what I'm doing.
All right, thank you very much. I think that is clear. Let me come to you, Gloria, right now. Gloria, please. Do you have a question for Mr. Pio? Please take it from here.
Thank you very much, Saddam. Your Excellency, in the spirit of transparency, during our last space, I just want to first mention that you shared some personal challenges that you faced. And I want you to know, in case you didn't see it, your supporters expressed a lot of concern, and we hope you're faring much better physically and mentally. And now to an issue that has affected many Nigerians physically and mentally, the issue of kidnappings and terrorist attacks, insecurity. The country is being overwhelmed by these terrorists and kidnappers, and it doesn't look as if there's any political will to deal with them, unfortunately. These issues are disturbingly frequent, more frequent than expected, and they're affecting Nigerians on multiple levels. Um, there was an imposition of substantial levies on farmers by terrorists to access their own lands, which severely impacts our agricultural sector, an area that you're extremely passionate about. We've also had kidnappings throughout Nigeria, abductions in the north, such as the mass abduction that happened in Borno at the IDP camp, and the recent kidnappings in Kaduna and Sokoto states. We're also approaching the anniversary of the Chibok schoolgirls abduction. And we did release a video just yesterday on Parallel Facts highlighting that for 10 years now, we have had 10 major school kidnappings. Your Excellency, how do you assess the effectiveness of the measures currently in place to address these security challenges? And what is your take on whether or not ransom should be paid?
Well, I've talked about insecurity severally, and I continue to say we can deal with it if we are determined to deal with it. We cannot allow non-state actors to take over the state. We either confront them head on. If we're at war, we know we're at war with them. If we can find partners, those who can even help us to solve it. That's why we're a country. Unfortunately, billions have been expended by government in terms of security votes of all forms and security budgets without achieving much. And then people have paid billions of ransoms without achieving much. So if you put all this together, you know that there must be something we're not doing well and needs to be tackled head on. If we are tackling head on, we would do a lot of work towards solving it. There's no way at this modern time, when I know the government authorities know where I, P2B, is at all time, because I've been told that, because I have a phone. That's what I was told. Now the same system can see somebody come with buses and carry 200 and something kids. These are not something you put in your pocket. These are not taking two people, 200 and something, carry them in buses, move them several kilometers away without anybody stopping them. But yet, if a normal Nigerian is traveling, You see checks all over the place. These people are not moved in the bush. You can even see some where they move them within 2 days. They have special uniforms and shoes to match them. And they are phoning and asking for ransom. No tracking system at this time and age. Something is happening and nobody knows. Same thing I keep saying about issue of oil theft. These are not things you put in your pocket. So this kidnapping, this organized criminality needs to be dismantled the same way we're talking about dismantling the criminality in Nigeria as a whole. It's not happening anywhere. Even in West African sub-region, not in Africa, it's only in Nigeria. And it cannot be stopped. Something is definitely not adding up. And we need to deal with it. And that is where I'm concerned that we started this journey preaching for a new Nigeria where things can be done differently.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you. I think we'll go on next to Tosin. Tosin, please, your question for His Excellency.
Okay, Saddam, thank you for that. His Excellency, recently the Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, cancelled pension for ex-Abia governors and subsequent ones. However, a state like Lagos State said that is never their priority. The question now is, if you were the president, would you have advocated this law for all states in Nigeria, especially considering the hardship that is ravaging the country?
Tosin, I've argued against this. I've publicly, privately, as governor, I argued against it. When I left, I argued against it. The reason why I argue against it is that, again, like you said, we're owing those who have worked hard over the years their own pension and gratuity across the country. You won't, there's people who are being paid today as little as 4,000 5,000 as their pension. This happened to me in the past 1 month. I met somebody who collected his pension and it was 5,000 plus. He said even to vehicle to go and collect it, to transport to go and collect it and come back, he will not pay it. So when you have such a situation, and then you have those of us who are politicians who have cornered all the resources while we were in office, and then leaving office being paid huge amount. I give an example of my own case. When I was living in Anambra State, because every state, other state has it, they brought it to me. It was a law already passed through the house and everything, authorizing that they build a house for me in Oka, build a house for me in Abuja or Lagos, as I choose. I have to have similar vehicles as the sovereign governor, and it will be changed every 2 or 3 years. I have to have security people attached to me, about several of them, cooks, house helps, everything. And I said, no, this cannot happen. Remember that I just cleared the gratuity and pension of everybody here. So forget this. It won't happen. My speaker then or colleagues then since I'm saving money, I should take 10%. Let them pass a new law that says you take 10% of anything you save. I said, no, it won't happen. Then I was thinking that somebody will come after me and maybe save, since I saved $150 million and 30 billion naira, that somebody might come and save maybe $1 billion and say it's 10%, you will take 100 million. That was my thinking then. I didn't even know that the one I saved might not stay after I've left. So that was my thinking then. I must tell you the reasoning why I said no to that one. So I said no to it. The consequence is that till today, Anambra has not bought me a bottle of pure water, a sachet of pure water. And I don't think they're doing for other people. So for me, the way the country is today, I urge every state, and I will plead with every state to do same as Abia State did. Because most of these people where they're taking care of are already comfortable. In fact, they've already belonged to the 1% of Nigeria, because 1% of Nigerian citizens are controlling almost 75% of the wealth. So you need to.
Thank you so much. You ready for us? And while we get ready for her, please keep retweeting this space. Please keep retweeting hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. We must be number one globally. We can do it. Go ahead, Mommy Bolanle.
Your Excellency, thank you for your answers so far. Sir, recently we celebrated World Water Day. It's unfortunate that recent stats show that 185 million Nigerians don't have access to pipe-borne water. In fact,
Hello?
Your Excellency, can you hear me?
Hello, I'm not hearing
Oh,
you.
Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Lord.
Okay, I think a few people aren't able to hear you. I'm seeing that. But if you can hear Mommy Bolanle, please show an emoji. Let's show
Can
us an
people hear
emoji.
me? If not, let me drop and come back.
Please drop and
Okay.
come back. Let me
Okay, I'll drop.
just a brief one, please, guys. This space is massively being attacked. Unfortunately, I don't know people that don't want His Excellency to speak to Nigerians. So just in case the space crashes, we will have to come back again. It's the glitches here we're experiencing from here is crazy. How far we can go. But please, guys, just know if the space go down, we'll be back up again. It's unfortunate what we are facing right now, but we have to see the end of this space. Thank you. And also, please, you can stream the space on. It's being streamed on YouTube and on Facebook. If you go on the Jumbotron right now, you can see the links to the YouTube and the Facebook. Please, for your family and friends that are not on Twitter, they can join this conversation across these two other platforms. All right, let me go back to you, Gloria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Dam. And while we wait on Mommy Bolanle to come back up, let's see. Malam Jaber, are you ready?
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Your Excellency, can you hear Malam Jabir? Your
Hello?
Excellency?
Track him to another person's phone.
Okay. We're gonna bring His Excellency back up. Guys, this space
It's
is going to hold. Can you hear us, sir?
No, I say it's
Okay.
amazing how much we can work with technology when we want to, when they want to stop things, but when technology is meant to be used, all of a sudden we don't have technology in the country. It's just unfortunate. But please, guys, we will be waiting to bring back His Excellency up, and if anything happens to the space, we'll be back on. But so far, so good, Gloria. What's your take on the space?
I'm enjoying myself so far, regardless of whatever the challenges are. Guys, this space must keep going. Keep retweeting. Keep retweeting. The message must be heard loud and clear. Don't be on Parallel Facts. Again, that is Peter OB on Parallel Facts. We're also on YouTube. We're also on Facebook. We're here to make impact. Hope you have your notes and your pen and you're taking notes. We're all here in school today and we're learning, courtesy of His Excellency. Whatever happens, I promise you this space will continue. If it crashes, it will continue. We will hold this space today and nothing is going to stop it. If you are with me, let me see an emoji. If you are with me, let me see an emoji. Yes, yes. We appreciate you all so much. Miss Pearls, what are your thoughts so far? I'm sure you're used to things like this. You've coordinated a lot of spaces. What are your thoughts so far?
Absolutely, Gloria, for them to be attacking this space, it shows we are doing the right thing. So, if this space crashes, God forbid, like you said, we will open another one. If that one crashes, we open another one. Whether they like it or not, we are going to hold this space today. We're going to have this conversation till the very end. So, thank you very much, Gloria. You're doing a very good job. And everyone here, we appeal to you to be very patient with us. We will try as much as possible to bring His Excellency back up here for the conversation to continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Pearls. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. Well meaning. I know I'm putting you on the spot very quickly. Well meaning.
No,
Yes. So, what are your thoughts? What's going through your
you're not
mind?
putting me on the spot. All right, thank you very much, Gloria. A question just came to my mind, and I'm glad you called me. I'm like, I mean, and this question is pretty much for everybody. If you are part of the structure of criminality,
Hello?
don't you think we? Okay, Peter, I'll be quiet.
Yes,
Yes.
hello.
Well meaning. You can finish your thought and then we'll have PO
No,
continue.
no, I'm just saying if you are part of the structure of criminality, think about it. Don't you think you don't want to hear Peter Obi speak? So it's understandable why they don't want this to happen. But truth is they can't stop it. It's
let me
unstoppable,
let
really.
me come in briefly,
Go
please,
ahead.
before bringing Mr. Pitobi. Guys, we have over, for my count, apart from those listening anonymously and other platforms, we have over 7,000 people on the platform, and this page have less than 1,000 likes and retweets. What's happening? Please hit your retweet button. It is free of charge. And get more people into the conversation. Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. A greedy Nigerian. Please, let's get more people into the conversation. Mr. Pitobi, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
All right, welcome back, sir. It's unfortunate what we're passing through, but please, Nigerians are patient enough to listen to you today. If this space crashes, we'll be back again. So let's circle back to Gloria for the next set of questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Dam. Malam Jabir, we'll take you again and see if PO can hear you now.
All right, can you hear me now, please?
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Excellency. It is a pleasure to have you here with us.
Mhm.
Sir, uh, my name is Malam Jabir. My question here is after the Ramadan tour, what should be the next line of action for the obedience, especially in the area of creating a concrete obedience structure that will add value? Thank you.
Very good question. Let me tell you, the Ramadan tour hasn't stopped. It's not stopped. It's just temporary because we are just having a break for this Easter weekend because coincidentally, the fasting period for the Muslims and the Christians coincided, and we're observing the two. And this weekend, of course, is Easter. Like today is Good Friday for the Christians. So just this weekend. After this weekend, we'll continue our tour. So there'll still be a tour. On what you asked about the opinion movement, quite frankly, is something I did say during the election, after the election, that we are going to now form a proper movement that is properly articulated. And luckily, this is allowed engagement globally, where you can have a group that has formed themselves into a bloc while being part of a party process. As you know, most people who are obedient are not even members of Labour Party. I can tell you that we have more people who are non-party members who believe in what we're doing. And that is why I always tell people, let's continue on our process. I was in a gathering today, and I was in church today. I would say that 70% of the people that greeted me don't even know what is called political party. So I agree with you. That is the issue where you're going to see what will be happening in the nearest future. That's where I'll leave it.
We appreciate you, Your Excellency, and we look forward to seeing what you have cooking. We cannot wait to see it. Thank you so much. Mommy Bolanle, are you ready?
I am. Oh my world. That was an event. Your Excellency, the question was the world has recently celebrated World Water Day, but it presents us with a sobering um, um, data in relation to Nigeria was that there are over 185 million people who don't have access to pipe-borne water. In fact, Malam Jaber shared a sobering story of a community in Sokoto State that has to travel like 15 kilometers to Niger Republic, right, to get clean water. Also, sir, the questions coming, sir. Also, I noted that you have been thinking boreholes whilst you have been doing your rounds around northern Nigeria. And I just wanted to ask, and I hope it didn't cost the 191 million that it costs that they have earmarked in the budget for each borehole. In fact, share at least 10 million. And the question itself is, what can we do? What can be done to increase access to pipe-borne water?
Quite frankly, I'll go back to even when I was governor. First is that the law in Nigeria said is actually a law. Nigeria is a signatory to the global agreement that it is a crime for the state not to provide water. Nigeria is a signatory to it. You can go and check. So actually, not providing water, Nigeria as a state is committing an offense. However, when I was governor, we didn't have pipe-borne water in Anambra State, and I don't think it's still there today. The first thing I did was the schools, secondary schools. We made sure that every secondary school had a borehole. So I would make sure that every secondary school had a generator because there's no power, and they had a bus. There's no other state that provided that. By the time I was leaving, because we're doing things in an organized manner, not having anything anywhere, we're doing it in an organized manner. What I wasn't easy. By the time we were leaving, we awarded contract to a South African company to resuscitate the Onitsha water scheme, resuscitate Then group, so then the Oka water scheme. We had worked with European Union on a number of medium water schemes around so many communities. Just trying to resource them because this things used to be there. Except that over the years, it was run aground, it was collapsed, no maintenance, no nothing. So we started doing that. Now, you said it's 185 million. If we are 200 million and 185 does not have access to pipe bomb was the entire country, and that is the situation we find ourselves. Now, for me, it's something that cannot be achieved overnight. I see some state governors trying to do something, and I urge them to continue sincerely their business. As for what I'm doing in the north, I believe that government would have done better. In terms of the cost, I don't think I've been able to, I've done any that cost me more than 5 million naira. So the cost for me is still about that, is below 5 million naira. Maybe those who are using 191 million are doing a special water system because that's what you need for a medium town water system. If it's borehole, I don't think it will cost more than 10 million naira.
Thank you so much for breaking it down for us, Your Excellency. We appreciate that response. Miss Pearls, are you ready with your question?
Absolutely, Gloria. So, Your Excellency, once again, the national grid has collapsed, and Nigerians across the country has been plunged into darkness. I remember before the elections, they went to Egypt to seek solutions because you know that power is a key component of economic development. Yet till now, no electricity in Nigeria, right? So, Your Excellency, do you think Governor Oti's approach in providing 24 hours electricity in Abia should be replicated in Nigeria? And if you think so, what role do you think the federal government should play in achieving this?
Well, let me correct something because it's good that you correct it, but he had a lot of this thing. What happened in Abia had been is an ongoing project that had been on for several years, initiated by a first-class Nigerian, Professor Batum Naji, who is a professor, I think, of um, robotics in America. A very excellent fellow, who actually came several years ago trying to be involved in solving power, knowing fully well that the only way to solve power problem is to do captive, something you can call captive power supply, taking an area and trying to generate and distribute power within that area. So he chose Aba. This was as far back as 2010 or thereabout. I don't know, but I know it's been going on for years because I followed that project. Coincidentally, while Electoral was in the bank, in Diamond Bank, because Diamond Bank was the main lender to Professor Naji and his team. Oti, while he was CEO of Diamond Bank, helped to restructure that loan. That loan was before Oti joined the bank, and while Oti was there, he helped to restructure it. And again, when he became governor, he helped to accelerate it to come to its fruition. So now that facility is on. Yes, Similar thing is what government needs to support. But overall, providing power is not rocket science. Countries after countries. Luckily, the countries that have been able to do massive improvement in power in the past 10 years are all developing countries. So it's a lesson. One is India, Vietnam, and Egypt. All these were countries that have similar trajectory as us. And all of them, within the past 10 years, you can go and follow, do it, have been able to double or triple their power generation and distribution. And what they did can be replicated here with effortless ease. In fact, Egypt, as I talk, is not exporting power to Europe. They moved from about 20 to almost 50 when all they need is about 40,000. So it's something that is doable. The Nigeria cannot generate more than generate and distribute. Because at times people who are generating say they're generating more, but distribution is the P. This one is cannot generate and distribute more than 10,000 in the past 24 years of this student democracy. For me, it's totally unacceptable. And hangs on the criminality called the Nigerian state today, which must be dismantled. And unless you get that situation, considering that power, like you said, is a very, very critical component of development.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And there's one thing His Excellency will do. That one thing, if there's one thing he will ever do, is to keep it real, be transparent, and just tell us tell us as it is. We appreciate you giving us that very wonderful insight. Thank you so much. Well-meaning, are you ready?
Yeah,
Take it away.
yeah. Thank you very much, Gloria. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think I got talked when Mr. Peter Obi said that the ball we fixed is worth 5 million. I don't think a lot of people heard that. It's worth around 5 million around, but now we have a budget of 193 million for a
I
ball,
said that
sir.
one is for mini water project, mini tank water project.
Sir, what we saw on the
It's not for
project
board.
on the budget was ball, sir. Let's just give them benefit of that. All right, sir. Thank you very much. So my question, I'm going to bring it home. I think this is one question that a lot of obedient have been also are trying to ask. So a lot has happened in the Labour Party recently that has, left many obedient a little bit. No, maybe not a little bit. Many obedient very say disappointed. A lot. I don't want to go into specifics that have happened, but I know you will know better than me. So my real question is just to ask you, what is your, maybe to give us more insight into the parts we don't know, and also just to give us your general take and for the obedience regarding the current Labour Party status.
Can you help me? And because you said a lot has happened. If a lot has happened, let's take all those laws that happened and be able to discuss them one after the other. Because if we go and do it as a general question and a general answer, maybe we
Okay, sir.
won't be able to deal with it. So you
Okay,
can
sir.
give me
So, okay,
example of
for
what.
example, so in recent times, there have been a lot of accusations, let's put, or allegations on the Labour Party chairperson. A lot of accusation around, even from stakeholders within the party. So that's, of course, Obidient is a movement that holds morality in high standards. So that kind of made a lot of Obedience, you know, have this sort of rejection towards that. Then to top it up, the Labour Party yesterday, or just day before yesterday rather, called for a convention, and Obedience have been looking forward, really, really looking forward to an opportunity to really enter the Labour Party, integrate with the Labour Party, take up positions with the Labour Party, and a lot were expected. You know, we were hoping that with this opportunity we can blend into the party as per taking up positions. But that convention, first of all, we got the circular as a leak and in short notice, and came with so many constraints. And we all thought maybe it's not going to happen, but lo and behold, I mean, we decided to say, okay, let's just leave it and see what happens. Lo and behold, it happened the day before yesterday, and you know, it still leaves a lot of Obedient disgruntled to today. So we just want to get your take on it and perhaps some sense of direction.
Okay, let me thank you very much. As I said, it's good to be more specific. One, he talked about a lot of accusations and everything. Let me be direct. There's accusations of mismanagement of resources, and am I right? So this mismanagement of resources or something similar that not accounting properly
Yes, sir.
for the monies belonging to the party and everything. My brother, we have written a competent, qualified external auditor requesting that it goes to audit the account of the party. And until that is established, I will make any comments on hearsay. However, I didn't close my ears to hearsay, but I want it to be verified. The similar thing is also happening within the campaign funding. Similar thing, including myself. And I'm also asking all those who, one way or the other, receive money during the campaign to account for it. If you're in a group, if you're in an organization, if you're in a clique, who help one way or the other, and you people raise money, whoever manage that resources or received it should account for it. The ones maybe I received, I will account properly, especially to those who gave me so. So I'm asking everybody, account for your own. While, like I said in Lagos, I'm convinced that whoever mismanage the campaign money people gave us to use for purposes of the campaign and what we promised we'll do for Nigeria, even if we are not able in long run to know or he or she did not account for it, I'm sure he will not escape God's punishment, because you can't take public money. See, maintain. You can't take public money and go away with it. One day you must pay for it. You must get the punishment for it. So for the accounting, we're dealing with it until that is exhausted or come to the conclusion. I cannot say anything. On issue of the party and the convention, I had a convention, and I've said it everywhere. The convention, when chairman approached me about the convention, I appealed to him to consult all stakeholders, starting from Governor, Vice President Dati, to senators, House members, part to Tommy and the Big Tent, gubernatorial candidates, various groups, for us to have NLC, TUC is documented, for us to have a properly organized convention starting from Congress. Because where we need to organize ourselves is actually at the grassroots where we have issues. Let's go there and start. And now start organizing ourselves and organize the party properly. Somewhere along the line, so he was supposed to go and consult all these people, and we have a proper meeting, agree on positions, how it is going to be. But as you know, while I'm the presidential candidate, I'm not a party chairman and I'm not a member of NWC. When I came back and heard that, I traveled for one day, came back and heard that the party convention is going to be in Omaya. Again, I visited and discussed that with my brother, Governor T, who said he's listened to me and what I said. And he thinks it's a proper thing. I met the senators, I met the House of Rep people, I met the gubernatorial candidates, and some of the key holders, stakeholders, sorry, and discussed these issues with them. However, somewhere along the line, the NWC insisted they would go on with what they've. For me, we need to do more work, more consultation, more discussions before the convention.
Thank you.
So that's why I didn't attend. And that's the only sign I can show. Some people have said, oh, you would have granted press conference, you would have said this and everything. And I said to them, unless you have not followed my politics, I didn't promise Nigeria. Just like when I went into Abga, we had problems in Abga. And I always tell Anambra people, I didn't promise you people I'm going to change Abga as a party. I promise you people I'm going to change Anambra State. Now when I came, Anambra was home for all. I changed it to Light of the Nation and went to become number one from number 20 something in education, number one in health, number one. This is what I promised. We promised to build a new Nigeria. We didn't promise to build a new Labour Party. But that I think we will build because it's important. It's all part of it. But people think, oh, I would have been in the market shouting and all that. No. In my position as a leader is to continue to plead with people. Let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. It's not for me to be in the marketplace because I have access and I'm talking to the right people. Even now that the convention supposedly have come and gone, I believe that is actually the beginning of the talk. And we're going to get it right. Because we cannot do wrong thing, especially for those of us who are saying we want to change the system. There's also some of us, because what is happening now is that there's also some of us who, for me, all these are just a distraction they're trying to bring in our group now. There's also some of us who I cannot completely say, very few, very tiny, that are part of what we are doing. It's about Nigeria. And they're not trying to distract our focus. Like I said to somebody who said to me, why are you going to North? And I said, if they return Abu as the chairman, did he provide water that are provided in the North? Did he stop the water? We will deal with all those matters. But some people now want to distract me from what I'm doing or distract us because it is us. Because they know the future of what we want to do is not about Labour Party. It's about what the Obedients are thinking about Nigeria. Thinking about water, thinking about power, thinking about employment, thinking about security. That is what we should remain on. The other matter we will deal with. Some are saying, "Oh, if we cannot deal with party, how can we govern Nigeria? If you cannot resolve party, if you cannot resolve this, it tells that this thing, in fact, you're not serious." I said to them, we were somewhere when we cannot change them, we changed ourselves. We didn't start with labor. So we will try to change them. Go and read, I'm a Christian. And I say to them, Jesus said when you go into a town, trying to change them, preach them, stay with them, fast with them. If in the end you cannot change them, you come out and wash even the sand that is on your shoe and say, I'm leaving you people. He didn't say go there and die with them. We will try to change them. And I can tell you, I'm doing spirited effort to change them, but we are not going to die with them. We're going to change them. But let nobody think that is not, will not stop what we set out to do. What we set out to do, we must continue. And that's where I am. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Gloria, just a second, please. Thank you, guys. Please, in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the voice of Mr. Peter Obia, His Excellency, the former governor of Anambra State and the Labour Party and presidential candidate. He's live with us on the platform. Please, this space is brought to you courtesy of Power Facts Media, the fastest growing online mainstream media strictly for facts based news. Please, you can follow us on Instagram at the Parallel Facts, on YouTube channel at Parallel Facts, on Facebook at Parallel Facts, and also on our handle here on Twitter. We keep having these spaces engaging on His Excellency and other well-meaning Nigerians in due time. So please, you can share the space, you can like the space, you can retweet the space. We're having an interesting conversation here. I am enjoying every bit of it. So please, we see all your questions. We'll be bringing up questions from the all the questions I've been asking here so far are questions from collated from Nigerians that asked their questions. But we'll be bringing up questions from the comment section in the next couple of questions coming up. But Gloria, I don't know who's going to ask next. Back to you, please.
Thank you so much, Saddam. Lamine, are you ready for us with your question?
Hi, Gloria. Yes, I was born ready for today. Thank you, Your Excellency, for being part of this very engaging conversation, and thank you for joining us on Parallel Facts. My question goes thus: what's your relation? I really would like to know what your relationship is with the LP legislators. I mean, in House of Rep and Senate, because I have observed that since they won the election under the wing of Labour Party, they did not sponsor any bill. We don't see them speaking against the misgiving happening in the legislature or even in the country as a whole. And they won an election under your wing. And it's, I mean, to be honest, it's quite disappointing that nothing really is coming from their own end and they are not engaging. So that's my question for you.
My dear, like I said, what we're doing is a process, an ongoing process. And I agree. I'm very close to them. Earlier I said I I interacted with them over this party issue. I met with the senators, even though 3 was not around. I met with 5. I met with House of Representative members. Out of 36 of them, I think I met 30 of them. So I'm quite close to them. I do get on with them very well. In fact, I'm going to Thanksgiving of one of them tomorrow. So I do get on well with them. I don't have any issue with them. And quite frankly, I enjoy their relationship, their respect, as well as or not. But what you continue to do when you are bringing a change is to continue to preach. Just like you did now, I'm preaching and appealing to them. It is not an easy thing, when you are bringing change. It is not easy because you have for enemy all those who live off the old order and they are not sure whether you succeed. And transferring people from old order to new one. So I'm talking to them. They're beginning, they do little things. Some of them are operating under difficult circumstances. They aren't even allowing them to do anything. Because when you are in these houses, you can raise your hand and nobody will ask you question. Sorry, nobody will ask you to speak. So, and as you're talking now, it's good when I listen to you. Whenever I have opportunity of meeting them, I'll tell them the same thing. People are not happy with you people. People are not happy with this and everything. And then going forward, we will now start looking also, how do we get more robust, committed people to be elected?
Was that your answer, Your Excellency?
Yes, we're just trying to, we'll continue to engage them.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We appreciate that. And we want to emphasize that this space is not just an obedient space. We welcome everyone.
Sorry, probably we
Can,
lost Gloria.
can you hear me?
We lost you for a minute. So please
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just saying this space is not just an obedient space. This space is open to everybody, supporters, non-supporters. Please Feel free to even request the microphone. We will happily take your questions. You can drop a question in the comments as well. Just remember to keep it respectful. That's all we ask you. So if you come up here and you ask a question, just keep it respectful. And please, let's all go on and keep retweeting this space. The hashtag for all your questions. The hashtag is hashtag Peter Obi on parallel facts. Hashtag Peter Obi on parallel facts. And even if you don't have a question, put the hashtag anyway. We have to keep making our moves. Saddam, are you ready with your second question? Okay, Saddam is extremely busy behind the scenes. Okay, are you ready, Saddam? Or do you want me to come back?
Please take someone else, please. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll go. I'll go. Your Excellency, I am very happy that you did talk about how there's hardly any political party without its issues. We've seen it we've seen it in the United States, even Senegal, that the world is celebrating today. Usman Sonko's party, Patriots of Senegal, has had a lot of infighting within it. And they were still able, regardless of that, to make history by electing the youngest democratic president in Africa's political history, Bassirou Diomaye Faye. This is proof of the power of the people's voices. We've not heard of reports of controversies or instances of bribery during this win for Faye. And you have consistently expressed your belief that Nigeria is salvageable, contrary to what some may think. And this was evidenced in your challenge of the elections last year, even up to the Supreme Court level. Now, given Senegal's example, do you believe that Nigeria has the potential for similar transformation and renewal? And what lessons can Nigeria draw from this experience and even Africa as a whole, Your Excellency?
Well, very easily for what happened in Senegal, it's a very simple thing. It showed the power of the people. The people must resist. The people are the ones suffering. Those who manipulated or who manipulated, and who are still manipulating the Nigerian situation today are not the ones suffering. When we say that 185 million Nigerians does not have access to pipe-borne water, the politicians don't belong to that 185 million. And these politicians we're talking is not up to 5 million. So they are, if you say today, Nigeria is 200 million, no, we're more than 200 million. The total number of politicians, all the people who are causing this problem, should be about 5 million. About 5 million. So you're talking about 0.25%, 0.025% of the population. It's not even up to 5% of the population. So it's 25%. So how can 10 million, call even 10 million, 5% of the population, be holding the rest to ransom? Even the rest are not part of the criminality. They can dismantle it. That's what happened in. The people say no. It is not Sonko or the elected president that said no. It is the people. Because it's the people that are suffering. Today, Nigerians are borrowing money to eat. This I'm talking about those who have jobs. They're borrowing money to add to their pay pocket to be able to eat. Not to do anything, just to feed themselves. So the cost of bread Nobody buys it cheaper. The rich can buy it, the poor can't. Fuel, power. You said there's no access to power. The rich have generators. Some have two. The poor is suffering. So it is time for Nigerians to be able to say no to this criminality. And I'm sure that will happen very soon.
That was very reassuring. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Saddam, are you ready to go?
Right. Very much, Gloria. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Your Excellency. I'll just go straight to the my question. My question has to do with corruption and nepotism. This administration have been accused, or we have seen video evidence of extreme nepotism. Some people call it Lagosism or even family crazy, like our big brother Kenneth Okonkwo just said recently. What is your take for this? For instance, we saw how Chief Tinubu traveled with his children as officials of the government, and he even placed them before the ministers of the Federal Republic of the country in the protocol lineup. What is your take? Also, it's very, very important because this has gone under the stream. Mainstream media have not taken this part of. His son-in-law was appointed as the head of the Federal Housing Authorities. These controversies have been following the man so far. What is your take on appointment of family members into federal government positions, sir?
Well, Saddam, if you follow my politics, I hardly discuss people. Hardly. Go and check throughout the campaign. You see where even some other political presidential candidates, I don't want to call name, took it that their job is to call me name every day. They are not even campaigning. All do is calling me name. I never one day mentioned their name. I don't call names. You could see where recently, every morning, particular somebody calls my name, it does on Twitter. In fact, they're not two. If I tweet that, oh, my wife did not wake up, slept late today, they will reply me. Their job is just me. I don't, because I don't believe in it. But I can tell you, Saddam, hello?
I can hear you, sir. Go on, please.
Okay. I can tell you, Saddam, all you mentioned is wrong. It is part of what we need to change today because we can't go on with such thing. It shouldn't be. This is a country, it is not a family business. And I must be treated with respect and dignity requires. That's where I see it. An appointment should be done based on competence, based on capacity and everything, and shouldn't be seen to reflect things you mentioned. And that
Thank you
is
very
what I can tell anybody, and I keep saying it. I challenge anybody to go where I served, and you won't see such. However, that is the component of what we're going to do in the new Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. Gloria, back to you.
Thank you, Saddam. Tosin, are you ready with your question?
Yes, thank you, Gloria. His Excellency, my question revolves around the Binance executives accused of financing terrorism in Nigeria. The federal government told Nigerians that one of them mysteriously escaped from a well-secured prison in Nigeria, and some have described this as an indictment on our security. Your Excellency, please, what's your take?
Well, again, you have actually answered it is an indictment on our security system. But I'm even wondering how a non-Nigeria was able to leave Nigeria. You know, there's been a lot of speculations of how he left, which to me is very, very, very worrisome because there's so many Nigerians who are held in similar captivity who couldn't even escape. So I wonder how the foreigner was able to do it. That's just my comment. And these are things we must. If a foreigner comes here and commits a crime, just like they do with Nigerians all over the world, we should be able to say our country is not a place where criminality should be allowed. Nigerians who committed crime all over the world are held and punished properly. Similar things should happen to foreigners who are coming here going against our rules and regulations, committing acts of crime. In fact, the law should be more stringent on them to show that we cannot be taken for granted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Guys, we're well over 9,000 people tuned in, and we need more retweets. Go on and retweet the space. Go on and put that hashtag out there, Peter OB on Parallel Facts. Mommy Bolanle, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Your Excellency, before I ask the question, to give some context, there is a report that was recently launched here in the UK, on by PSG UK. They work in Nigeria on insecurity and education in Nigeria, the context and challenges. I would like to send that to you, sir, because gives really good information, data, and solutions. And I wonder if you let me know via Saddam how you want me to send it. Right. My question
I'll
itself.
be very glad to. I'll be glad to have it.
Awesome. Right. So, sir, my question is this. Um, I have noticed that during your tour of Nigeria, you visited a lot of educational institutions. I know that you are very clear about the role that education plays in lifting people out of poverty. However, 1 in 5 out of school children in the world come from Nigeria. And of the 20.2 million out of school children in Nigeria currently, 66% come from the Northeast and Northwest. Sir, what do you suggest should be done at state level to tackle this problem?
Out of school children problem in Nigeria is very solvable. When I say this, I say it with every sense of of responsibility. It's because we have not recognized the impact of education on development. In Nigeria, all you need to do if you're in government is to run around, make noise, bribe some people, they help you to make louder noise. You're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. But if you're looking for measurable, visible criteria for development, if you're looking for factors that can help your country develop, number one revolves around education, basic education, basic education. And that Nigeria can finance comfortably. Nigeria can finance that comfortably. The schools, just the schools in the north, pulling those kids out of school, which is critical now, because it's those we didn't educate yesterday that's the part of the problem we are facing now. Those we didn't pull out of poverty yesterday is part of the problem we are facing now. So educating the young ones have now become critical. Especially as you've seen studies after studies showing that the more educated a country is, the better the development. There's no reason why we should not throw all these billions we're wasting in doing things we shouldn't be doing into education. Nigeria today is wasting several, you know, several resources on things that have no contribution to development, while abandoning education, abandoning pulling people out of poverty, which is the education, abandoning health, which is the education. So we need to do more. We have the resources to deal with that issue.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And I just want to address something. I'm getting a lot of tweets where people are saying they want to hear other speakers. So the way it works, if you're familiar with our spaces, the way it works, this is being organized by Parallel Facts. So we have a panel of people who ask PO some questions. We have to touch on some very, very important aspects of the situation of things in Nigeria. Not that your questions are not important. And then after we do that, we bring people up and then they ask questions. And then we're done asking questions. Okay? I promise you, I know we're all eager to speak with PO. We will speak with him, I promise you, okay? Thank you so much for your patience. All right, Malam Jabir, are you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
PO,
Can you hear me,
PO, can
please?
you hear Malam Jabir?
Yes,
All right, sir. My question is, sir, looking at the current situation in the country, how many politicians making the use of young people, especially when it is time for politics, immediately after politics, they used and dump them. So, sir, how do you intend to mentor the next generation of obedient leaders? Do you intend to write a book or what of what the obedient ideal are, or do you have any plan for that? Because we cannot be going like this. We need something that will be guiding us. So from that, we can have a prosperous Nigeria where every citizen will be proud of being a Nigerian, not that the current Nigeria that only few cycle of people that are benefiting. So what do you have for the young people that will be looking at us, their guide? Thank you.
well, my take is very simple. It isn't about writing book or about doing this. That's exactly what we're doing today. That's exactly what the obedient group intend to do. To be able to actually, and that's why we need to organize ourselves properly, to be able to actually start what we can call citizens engagement, especially a young age, to educate them on the need to know that they will be the biggest loser if the situation continues as it is today. Because those of us who are doing whatever we're doing today are on our way out. Those who are going to lose are you people. If you look at some of the bonds we are issuing today, the monies we are borrowing, they are payable in 2036, 2040, 2045, 2050. We're not going to be there. You are the ones who are. So the earlier you stop us, the earlier you do what is necessary to ensure that we have a better leadership than we have today in Nigeria. And I'm not saying any particular government, but have people who, I'm not saying any particular person, have people who overall are doing the right thing. The country today has a vehicle, and that is what you're seeing, whether it's in government, in various political parties. So the nation as a whole, as a country today, as a vehicle, is being driven by drivers that have since passed their destination. And you know, when somebody passes his destination, all he will be trying to do is to drive the whole thing back to where it is. So you people should be able to say no. That's what the Senegalese did. Because you're going to be the greatest loser. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pio, for that beautiful answer. Again, the hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Again, that hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Miss Pearls, are you ready with your question?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your intellectual responses to the questions here. So, there has been series of propaganda on the collapse of the dollars against the naira, and the government expects Nigerians to celebrate naira selling at about 1,500 to a dollar, when this has not actually in any shape or form affected the extremely high prices of commodities, especially food in Nigeria. So, Your Excellency, with your vast knowledge on economy, is it really worth celebrating the dollars at 1,500 to a dollar? And why do you think the drop in dollars hasn't affected the price of commodities in Nigeria?
Well, we need to wait and see what I mentioned before when they started what they're doing that brought the dollar exchange rate where naira becomes stronger. It's a simple thing. What the CBN did was to mop up the naira in the system, increase, of course, the interest rates, which in turn affected the liquidity. Without liquidity in the system, banks are not borrowing money. So there's no naira to be able to borrow and buy dollars. It's just that simple. However, the consequence is that the manufacturers the real sector cannot borrow money at the rate where it is now, rate of over 30, 40, some are charging now as well as 40%. So nobody can borrow money today at 30, 40% and do business with it and be able to pay back. And again, the price of goods can't come down because what you've done simply is that you've said, okay, I'm going to remove liquidity in the system because I'm going to control inflation and control brings rate of exchange down, but have a high interest cost, which manufacturers now are going to pass on to the people because they're not going to absorb it. And the consequence of no naira availability is that people, there's now low purchasing power available. So they can't even buy the goods. So there's a lot happening that I believe down the line, this is me, it might actually be worse than what we are trying to prevent. Because companies are going to collapse. More people will lose their job. Because the borrowing cost today is high. The only way to deal with dollar issue is to find ways of increasing supply. Temporarily, it might require you to borrow. Borrow and finance dollar-related businesses because you're going to borrow and use it maybe through the banking system, through this, to support businesses that can generate more dollars. Be able to go out and deal with your sources of earning foreign currency like oil. Long-term support production for export. This might work better than what we're doing today. But in economics, we use all things being equal. We're not certain. But I can tell you, today, things are still tough for Nigerians.
Thank you so much. We love when you break it down, especially with your economic background and prowess. That was extremely helpful. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. All right, so we're going to take two more from the speakers and then we'll bring speakers up. I told you we're getting there. But in the meantime, again, we have so many people tuned in now, but our retweets are not reflecting that. So we're asking you, please retweet this space, retweet it, share it with somebody. Don't forget the hashtag Peter OB on Parallel Facts. Just put out the hashtag for whatever it's worth. Let's let the world know that His Excellency is here speaking with us. All right, well-meaning, we're ready for your next question, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gloria. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Obi. Earlier you said that, there are two people that their job is to call you every morning on Twitter. I think I know those two people. I probably even know more. It's what happens when people are becoming president at 44, while some people are pretty jobless on Twitter. It's understandable. My next question again is going to be bringing it home. So I'm glad you've talked about long-term plans, the obedient movement, structuring the movement. You've also talked about, you know, having to try to change Labour Party, and you even use the biblical reference. So pretty much my next question is, in the immediate short term, um, if you have like some specific things that you would want, because we want, you know, some form of direction immediate that you would want the obedient to do. Take, for example, you have been touring the country, especially in the north, drilling boreholes, for example. If, for example, that's something you want to say, okay, obedience, these are the kind of things I want you to join me in to do this kind of project on your own and all that, or any other thing, just generally, you know, an opportunity to call on obedience to join you, to do whatever you're doing or what you want them to do and give some sense of direction. Thank you, sir.
Well, like I said before, first that we need to organize ourselves. I wouldn't want them to commit them on saying, even come and do this or raise money and do this. Because quite frankly, there's a lot of learning and the experience we had with our last outing. I can tell you that every day you're hearing of money collected by one person or the other, which sadly was not utilized for the purpose. Individually, I encourage people to do whatever you can do to help today. Our people are going through difficult time. Difficult time. We're going through difficult time. Our people are hungry. People are hungry. So it is important that anybody who can do anything to help, it will go a long way. I said it in my tweets. We are now one of the hungriest countries. We are 109 out of 125 measured. So we are among the worst 20. So you can imagine what it is. You see me tweet where I said Ukraine that is at war is now giving us grain free. And both UNICEF and every organization is now saying it will get worse. So whatever you can do, like I'm doing, please do. Do not wait even for me. Do whatever is possible that you can do in order to get it to help and get our people to live. It will shock you. I stop in the street now where they're selling bread and ask question, how much is bread? They say it's 1,000. I pay 10,000 and say, give these people around here one bread. Just as they are sharing it, other 20 will appear and say, please buy for me. Buy for me. That's what we've reduced. You've seen Nigerians die, including university students. Assets that we require for tomorrow because they are fighting where food is going to be shared. So whatever you can do to help individually, do collectively. When we organize ourselves, we will be able to contribute money that will be accountable for a purpose. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Lamine, are you ready with your question, please? So we can start bringing up speakers.
Yeah. Gloria, I
Awesome.
am ready. Thank you again, Your Excellency, for your patience, for being engaging, and your perseverance. Thank you so much. Okay, this question is quite controversial, but I mean, what are your thoughts on people supporting opposition candidates when there are, credible, obedient candidates in LP contesting for positions? An example is what's going on in Edo State, where we have the likes of Olumide contesting for the governor of Edo State, and we all know that the man is credible. He's spoken to us on this space before, but you have some obedience saying that support PDP and they can support APC if they choose to. So for the likes of us who thinks that things should not be done that way, I'd like to know your thoughts about that.
Okay, let me first make a comment. I've also been accused of not supporting Olumide Abana. Categorically, Olumide Abana is our candidate. And that is the person I support, is the candidate of Labour Party. And as of today, I'm still a member of Labour Party. I don't, and I will never do anti-party while I'm the party. If I'm going to do so, I'm going to make it categorically clear. Like you said, he's qualified for the job. Primaries have come and gone. You can have anybody you're supporting. I can have anybody I'm supporting. But that has passed. He is now our candidate. He enjoys my support. And I plead with our own people to do the same. Like I mentioned before, that not all obedience are Labour Party members. Labour Party, we must support him. Those who believe in what we're doing, I urge them to support him. And in the coming days, we will campaign. So it's not same. It's not when people say they can support anybody they like. Well, I want them to give us convincing reason why they're doing what they're doing.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. All right, it's time for us to bring speakers up. And I do want to say, if you are not following us and if you have not retweeted this space, I can't bring you up. Okay, I'm kidding. But please, okay, now I'm begging you, I'm on my knees.
Please don't.
Retweet
Please,
this
it's
space.
don't kid. It's serious, please. Huh?
Okay. Sure, you've heard now. Retweet this space. Please ensure that you are retweeting. Ensure that you are following this platform, Parallel Facts, and boom, you could just get a ticket to speak with His Excellency. So we're going to start bringing speakers up. I, usually don't respond to silly comments or whatever, but if you're having a problem with the number of people, you wait till this space finishes and you'll see how last time we kept it keeps going. So guys, please keep retweeting. It's a lot of people on here now, and it's going to be way more people that will still come and listen. We appreciate you. Even after the space ends, keep retweeting. And even with all the challenges we faced technically today, we've still, by the grace of God, been able to bring in huge numbers. and we will keep going. We will keep going regardless of what happens. We're all determined. We're all determined to fight for a new Nigeria. All right, so Dam, are you ready with to bring speakers up?
Yeah, I think we're bringing. There's some speakers already up here. I think you can take the ones already up.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Peter
Uh,
dropped. Let's bring him back up.
okay. Let me. I want to make sure I don't kick myself out. Okay. Let me take Kolade first. Hi, Kolade Kayode. You can go ahead with your question.
Oh, thank you so much, Gloria.
My
I
pleasure.
greet, I greet everyone. His Excellency, thank you so much, sir. You really, really
Thank
made
you.
my day. You made my day. Today's my birthday, and I get to speak with you for the first time. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'll go straight to my question. I'm asking this just for clarity's sake, so that because it's something on so many people's mind, and we don't want to just keep assuming or just like talking on your behalf or thinking on your behalf, sir. If God preserve your life, if God give you the resources, and if God uphold you till 2027, and if we demand, would you yield to our demand for contesting for another election in Nigeria? Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, when that comes, for me, what we're doing now is to insist and try to see that things change, even when we're not in office. Like I keep saying, I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work, and it's not working today. We can't have a country that cannot improve generation and distribution of power from 4,000 to 6,000 or 10,000 in 20 years. You can't have a country that cannot say we're going to provide. Now we know that 185 million people have pipe-on water and cannot promise that they will be removing 3 million every year. We can't have a country where they say 100 and something million people live below poverty line, and you have no clarity on the number you're going to pull out that is verifiable and see and believe. So these are things that we want to change. If it's happening, yes, I won't bother. But if it's not happening, we'll continue to be involved. That's all I would say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We appreciate you. We'll take another speaker now. Jimmy, please go ahead.
Oh, okay, that was quick. Good day, Your Excellency. Nice to have this conversation with you again. My question is quite straightforward. Just on behalf of a lot of Obidient, I just want to ask this way: what what is the benefit? Okay, let me put it this way: what benefit is Abia State to you currently, and what benefit will having more LP state be to your desperation to see Nigeria work? I typed that out since yesterday.
Well, I'm sure you've seen it. If the people of Abia are saying Dr. Oti is doing well, what end again do you want in government? I'm not looking for anything in government. Electoral, apart from going to Abia and maybe he gives me a bottle of water, I don't do any contract. I don't benefit from anything. In fact, there's a time somebody said, when maybe it's the Lexoti that is supporting or funding me. Some say, oh, it's a bank. Somebody said that. I said to them, I said, Lexoti have never, I can't remember going to Abia and Lexoti gave me 1 million naira. They turn and say, oh, maybe I own Fidelity Bank and they do this, and I laugh. Fidelity Bank have 550, about 540 something thousand shareholders. And so are so many other institutions. So, and I can't remember them again giving me, let me not say they have not giving me 1 million because they might have paid me dividend that's above one, but giving me other than what I will earn as dividend, say 1 million naira for anything. No. It is people like you who will call me and say, Peter, you're doing this stuff, not. Can this my 5 million do anything for you? I say, yes, 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 yes. If I have 5 million now, I can provide water. Like in some of the places I went to Senegal to put water, it was actually Faculty of Agriculture that need borehole in one of their facilities. And I was shocked when they said, this is the first time any individual other than government is helping them with any project. So that's basically.
Sorry, sir. I think you
So
misunderstood
that's
the.
no, but
I,
I'm coming. That's
okay, all right.
basically what Abia is doing. So if you have more Abias where citizens are happy, cumulatively, you have a Nigeria where citizens are okay. We need to replicate the feeling governance is about the people. When the people are happy with governance, then you celebrate it. So if people are happy with, say, governor, we want the people in other areas, Edo, Ondo, Bayelsa, anywhere, to feel the same way. There's no, the only difference that is between, say, the Western world, for the people, say, well, in America and Nigeria, is, I'm not comparing these two because they're incomparable. But the only thing, the feeling of the people that they can go home, there's water, the air they breathe is not different, same air. They have no data, they can go home and switch on their lights. They have access to transport system. They can get a job and be paid. But living in the West is as tough as being in Nigeria. But added to that, is that even with the tough environment, you don't have a feeling of things that are working. So, Electoral, if we have Abia working in different places cumulatively, Nigeria will be working. If we replicate the same thing at the center, it's a win-win. Nigerians will be happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Pio, for that response. Mr. Steven, please go ahead.
Your Excellency, thank you very much. My name is Stephen Osemigi. Very delighted to be in the space, and thank you to the Parallel Fast team. I had a question around the Edo election, but the PO has put paid to that question. But so I want to ask my second burning question, Your Excellency. Thank you for joining us on this space. My question is on INEC. We most of us that went through this process with you through 2023, we I was on spaces several times advocating for real time beavers uploading results. And Mahmoud Yakubu went about the current chairman of INEC promising, even in Chatham House, that the results will be uploaded real time. And we know the story how supposedly it was switched off. And in the court, which we also followed, it was said to be an option. Can we put pressure on the current National Assembly to codify it so that if we go again in 2027, God willing, it will no longer be an option, that results will be uploaded at polling units so that our results will reflect? Because I fear that if we continue this great work you're doing and we all continue to do this, INEC has not amended that rule and the Supreme Court agrees. And I fear that that may be a challenge. What do you think we should do as Obidient, as Nigerians, and also the National Assembly on the current Electoral Act, which was a big problem why you are not president today, in my opinion? Thank you, sir.
Well, I think it's a very, for me, this is not a question. This is a suggestion that all of us will have to work hard on, you know, because like I said, um, it is important that you know that it's not everything that is question. I'm also learning, like you people are learning. I'm also listening to you. I want some of you also to tell me what to do. What you ask now is critical. Is there something that we'll all engage in? I've taken note of it. We must now ensure that issue of what they said last time is not, they have an option, should no longer be an option, and it will be followed. That's what I'll say on this one.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would just to conclude that part of the question, I would please ask that when you meet with the National Assembly delegation from our party and also the opposition, which includes the PDP and all other interested parties, let them bring it to the table, and we as Nigerians will support that effort so that we can be sure that the votes of Nigerians will count 100%. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you,
Thank
Parallel
you.
Facts.
All right. Walchester04, you can go ahead, please. Walchester04, can you hear me? Okay, go ahead, please. Okay, still not hearing you. At PDOM Nigeria, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Please
Good
go ahead.
evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening,
Good
everyone
evening.
on the platform.
Good evening.
Yeah, so my questions are very critical ones tonight. Um, it goes this way. On the 15th of February, I posted a document, a secret document, where this government approved 24 billion for ag subsidy. Um, the government came
For
via
which
the national
subsidy?
hash. Yeah, Hajj. Pilgrim Hajj subsidy, Hajj, National
Okay.
Hajj Commission. Yeah, I posted a document with Tinubu's signature where the government approved 24 billion naira to subsidize for Hajj. The National Hajj Commission came out to deny. I posted a document where the chairman of Hajj received the money via Senator Shetima's office. Nigerians did not react. Nothing happened. That money was sourced from Wheat Green Reserve. That's where they pulled that money off without any National Assembly appropriation. Nigerians did not react. They went behind and increased that money to 90 billion naira. Daily Trust reported it today that the government is subsidizing the 2024 Hajj with 90 billion naira. This money didn't go through National Assembly appropriation. There was no deliberation. These are people's money. Someone just sat from nowhere and approved it. And the money was actually sourced from, it was sourced, the money was actually sourced from, can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you now.
Yeah, the money was actually sourced from service-wide votes. That is where the money was sourced. Although no Nigerian know about this. That's where they sourced the money because they've already crashed down the wheat grain reserve. They finished everything in it. They have to go to the service-wide vote to source the money without any National Assembly appropriation to subsidize for Hajj. I'm waiting for the government to deny. If they deny today, tomorrow I will post the document with Tinubu's signature where I approve the money to be given via the Minister of Finance's office. I will post the document. Now, the question I want to ask you, sir, in 2027, God willing, by the time you take office as the president of this country, will you prioritize pilgrimage as against student loan? 5 billion for student loan. This government is dragging its foot to approve it. But they are using 90 billion for people's personal religion to subsidize for religion. Will you prioritize such acts if you become president in 2027?
Okay,
Two,
thank you.
if
Thank
you are
you.
the president, will you allow,
Thank
will
you.
you use your office to approve such money without National Assembly appropriation?
Okay, thank you
In
very
such
much.
situation that we are in right now, what should Nigerians do? What should
Well,
Nigerians
yeah.
do for this, for
Well,
the government to
thank
stop
you.
this rubbish they are doing?
No, I've listened to you. My own take, which I want to follow up immediately. Let me be honest with you. I'll prioritize number one, education, because we must put the people out of poverty. And it starts with education of the people. We pull the 20 million young people that are today out of school. We make sure we put the resources for them to go back to school. I'll prioritize health because we have people dying today because of no health facility. We have overtaken India in infant mortality. Mothers and children are dying, and it's worse in the north because of non-availability of community facilities, health facilities. I prioritize pulling people out of poverty. This is where we require to put in our resources. And for me, we're not going to stop Hajj or pilgrimage, but we're going to direct resources to where it is needed, while again ensure that those who can afford go on pilgrimage if they desire. And remember, that is the way I will go. I don't know how much government is spending on issue of Hajj or pilgrimage, but I've told you areas where I prioritize. I will not put 5 billion in education and put 100, which is about which is what you're saying, 90 in Hajj. Because what you have not said now is that 5% of scholarship for university education is what we're using for this. I'll follow it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for answering that. Emeka ABK21, are you ready? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Please go ahead. Well, and to everybody, please let's try to stick to one question. Thank you.
Your Excellency, thank you so much. It's been an enlightening session. We know you're very passionate, in the fight against poverty, how we can eradicate poverty in Nigeria, using the massive agro value chain that we have in Nigeria, which can give us nothing less than $100 billion if we have committed leadership across the 3 tiers of government. We cannot wait till 2027 because from the direction we are seeing today, if we do not take alternative private sector-led arrangements, more Nigerians will enter poverty. I am asking Mr. President, if it will not be good, you have a platform, you have loyal obedience across the world, tens of millions of honest and committed Nigerians who are committed to the visions that you embody. For you to set up what we call PO alternative actions to eradication of poverty, where we can drive up collective funding and they do critical private sector intervention to set up agro-clusters across Nigeria under the Obidient movement, create jobs for Nigerians, provide direction so that when they see what we are doing from the private sector, they will be forced to take action from the government sector. I think that should be a good direction, sir. PO actions, active actions for eradication of poverty, private sector-led interventions on key critical agro clusters in Nigeria. The obedience will support it and we will see the impact in Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Well, what is suggested now is very good and can any other normal country, but not Nigeria. If just doing Twitter space is being attacked, imagine what they will do when you start with obedient agriculture to show them an example of what you can do. People have been given job nominated for appointments, and somebody writes that they think they voted for P2B. They cancel the appointments. Imagine what they're doing to me as a human being. So imagine what they will do if you have such facility. It won't work. If I said it, let me say it again. I said it in my last out. If I tell you what I'm going through in hands of government, you'll be asking me, why are you not on the streets shouting? However, it's not a problem. If you choose to serve, you must be ready for certain measure of problems. So it will be tough. It's a very good idea that we can use whenever we have opportunity to ensure that all our vast uncultivated land, something happened. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I think we've lost Gloria. Thank you for the questions, Mr. Emeka. Okay, let's go on real quick, please. Guys, please. I can see if you're up here and you want to ask a question, you could indicate by raising up your hands. It make it more swift, so not that you want to speak. And if you have requested for the mic, we have hundreds of requests here. We're trying to see how we sieve ourselves and bring everybody as much as possible, as long as His Excellency is still with us. So please bear with us if you have not gotten the mic. We're going to bring as much as possible people up here to ask him questions. Please bear with us in mind. And your questions, just one question, straight to the point, and consider that other people are waiting to ask. And also, please follow us and help retweet the space. Okay, I'll come to you, Mr. Dr. Bankole. Please, your question in 1 minute. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, for being here today. So before I'm going straight to my question here. Before that last presidential election, you toured parts of the world engaging the diaspora. And one thing that always comes up when we receive politicians from Nigeria is we talk about the issue of diaspora voting. Uh, Subsequent assembly, they've always sidetracked this issue. Even when there was strong lobbying, they just always push this diaspora voting issue to the side. Considering the amount of support that you, Your Excellency, have in the diaspora, I would just say I believe there is a strong support base for you and the Labour Party at the moment in diaspora. Uh, is this something that could be of interest to you to push our members in the Senate and the House just to take up this issue and push that diaspora will have a chance to vote? We can't wait till close to 2027 before talking about this. Maybe I think this is the time to start talking about it. I would like to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you.
You know, I told you that I said it everywhere I went to campaign. That if I had won the election, declared that I won the election, the next election, and I say categorically, the next election must, that's where I will vote. If they can vote in Kenya, if they can vote in other African Ghana, they can vote in Nigeria. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in that. It's a very easy thing. The reason why it's not happening in Nigeria is because they know if we vote, you know, honestly. And that's why it's not happening. There's no reason why today, in today's world, Nigerians in diaspora cannot vote. Besides, it's critical. You now we now earn more money from diaspora remittances than we get from oil. So there's no reason why you should not vote. But I keep saying the country is being driven by drivers that have since passed their destination. So be rest assured, if I'm involved, it must happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honestly speaking, this space is under massive attack. I don't even know how. I think I'm the only one that is up here. I can't even see. Mr. Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, please. Let's. Okay, Ambassador Young Pyro, you have this. You have the space, please, in a minute, please. Ambassador Young Pyro, are you there?
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go on in a minute. You have a question. You have the space, please. Ask your question.
The- yeah, hello.
Hello.
Please ask your question, please. We can hear you.
Hello.
Ambassador,
Can you
please, I probably will have to drop you so you come back up. Miss Grace, can you hear me?
Clearly.
Please ask your question, please. Grace, am I the only one? Mr. Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There's something wrong with the space.
Can
Gloria,
you hear me, sir?
yeah, please ask your question,
Yes, I
please.
can.
Good evening, my president, His Excellency Peter Gregory Ayofeolodumare Obi. Thank you so much, sir, for who you are. Thank you for the grace that God has given unto you. You're well appreciated. I thank you for who you are, for your modest, for your honor, for being a man of integrity, for your dignity. You make me feel so proud as a Nigerian that somebody like you come from my country. You know, majority of the time when I see the West celebrating the one, like people that are doing great things in their society, I always look forward to that person in my country that I will be so proud of, just like I'm so proud of you, sir. Irrespective of what happened, whether you contest in 2027 or not, whether you eventually become the president of Nigeria, just know, sir, that you're teaching us how to be, who to be, a good person, a wonderful human being. You're such a unique man, sir. And I'm not saying this to flatter you. I'm telling you, and I'm sure you know yourself. And I just want to appreciate you, sir. Whatever they're doing to you, just know God got you. You forever be protected by that
Thank you.
hand that is mightier than whoever is trying to bring you down, because you can never be brought down. God got you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving yourself to us. We truly and sincerely appreciate you. I don't have any question for
Thank you.
you because I know, it's very easy for us to throw everything at you because you have a listening here. You're a good father, a good leader. And I pray because I know you are God's plan. People disrupted God's plan, but God is still doing his work. He's still on the throne. And by God's grace, Nigeria is going to be redeemed from the hand
Thank you.
of every criminals that is trying to bring that country down. If Senegal can do it, Nigerians can do it. And I know it's going to be done. I know what happened in 2023 has never happened before. Is unprecedented. I engaged Nigerians, irrespective of their
I
ethnicity,
have, sorry, please, ma. I
Hausa,
have to, please, if you could just
Yoruba,
wrap up in 30
Igbo.
seconds, please.
We were one. They tried to disrupt us, but they cannot do it. We will come together and we will redeem Nigeria through you by the special grace of God. Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you
being
very
here.
much.
Thank you, Obi.
Thank you. I'm very grateful
Thank you, panel.
and urge you to remain prayerful for our
Yes, we
country.
will, sir. Thank you for giving me the
Thank you.
opportunity to speak to my president. I really appreciate you, Emir Saddam. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything that you're doing for your country. Every single one of you, you're very patriotic, better than our fathers, our forefathers, better than my generation. And I will forever appreciate you guys. Do not relent. Even those that are saying they want to support PDP, don't fight among yourself. Let's just find a way to understand one another so that what is excellent doing for us will not go futile. Will not.
Thank you, ma. Thank you,
So
ma.
let us know how to bring ourselves together. What I would have suggested is what.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you. Thank you so much. We just have to move past this stage right now because we have a whole lot of Nigerians that want to ask questions. Thank you. Please, guys, please, we have hundreds of requests here. People want to ask, please, I know he rarely gets complimentaries on spaces, but please, let's try and limit our complimentaries and go straight to question asking because for him here, it's important he gets asked those questions. He doesn't come back here probably to the next 3 months, so this opportunity is an opportunity for us to ask questions, please. Thank you. I'll just, if I am audible and if you can hear me, please, I'll take Mr. Waju. Good to have you on the platform, sir. You have the space in 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Saddam, and good evening, His Excellency. It's such an honor to join you. I have a very, very, very brief question, and it has to do with the political party under, which you ran the last time. Just today, I had the honor, alongside one of my colleagues, to host one of your party members. His name Kingsley Okundaye. I think he's from Edo State. And we spoke very, very, very lengthily regarding the crisis bedeviling that party. Sir, as a major stakeholder in that party, what is the true state of things in Labour Party, and what is your disposition towards it? Again, have you contemplated having a party?
Hello, I didn't hear you very well.
Okay, sir.
Can you repeat? Because the time you went
Okay,
off.
sir. I was saying that I had an honor of hosting one of major players in the Labour Party. He's from Edo State, Dr. Kingsley Okundaye, and we spoke lengthily regarding some of the crises bedeviling the party. So my question is, what is the true state of things in Labour Party as it stands? What is your disposition towards it? And the second question is this: have you contemplated floating a party that Obidient can truly believe that this is ours? Those are my questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, like I said before, whatever is happening in we will work hard to resolve. Just like we're working hard, we believe that we'll work hard to resolve what is happening in Nigeria. Wherever we find ourselves now, we'll try and resolve as a family. And whatever we're going to do going forward will be all of us coming together. It won't be me deciding. For the obedience we have agreed, we are going to deal with that issue together as a family. We're going to, people will see what we're going to do in order to hold all of us together and continue with what we are preaching. Because it's important. Some of what you're seeing now is people trying to make sure that, again, we don't continue remaining together. But I assure you, we will continue to remain together, continue to work hard for a new Nigeria that is possible.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And thank you, everybody. We're still bringing speakers up. We appreciate you. It's such a massive turnout. We want this to keep reflecting in our retweets. And please, again, if you're not following us or if you have not retweeted this space, we may not be able to bring you up for to ask PO a question. Sorry. But yeah, we're going to take another speaker now. At _nonconformist1, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, everybody on the space. Sir, my question is actually quite direct. And, a lot of us have been upset about a lot of things. And one of those things is that we hear that Julius Abure, the party chairman, is literally fighting you in the party and a couple of other people who are opposed to this convention. Please, sir, we need a direction because most of us are contemplating